It's a good argument. So one thing I want to do is ask you, I think that a lot of Austinites just have no idea what's coming, you know, as far as what this really means. And have you all been to a Grand Prix event before? Yes, right. Can you tell us what we're in for? What is Austin in for?
How many Formula One fans at Austin? So you, yes, fabulous. Okay, so y'all know. I mean, but there is a large contingent, I do think, that doesn't know. What's the question?
What does this mean for Austin? What are we looking at?
You know, it really has put Austin on an international stage very, very much. You know, I mean, we're up against, we're in the same class as cities like Monaco and, you know, countries like Italy and Germany, et cetera. It's an international event. It just is. And they claim 500 million people watch it around the world. I don't know why that wouldn't be the case, but they never say if that's in a year or something like that. But the point is it has put Austin on a global stage. It really has put us on a map. And I think we're in for a party that the town has never seen. We do pretty well with South by Southwest and ACL Fest, but you know, it's kind of limited to domestic audiences to a certain extent. I think Formula One's going to be a lot more of an international sort of event.
Yeah. Well, when I was driving down the streets during South by, I started to notice those giant banners that they have on, you know, street poles. Like 25 years, South by Southwest. I was like, wow, 25 years. Okay, you know how much like the city has grown with South by, and now we all know like, hey, either you're in it or you're staying as far away as possible from it. It's because we've had a chance to grow with it and know it. This is like dropping a 25-year-old South by Southwest in Austin, except multiply it by 10. And the city not having that chance to kind of grow with it and ramp up. And so, I mean, I think what we're all trying to do is evangelize, but also just warn people in a very friendly manner. Like, this really is a big deal. We're not just saying that because we're fans. We're saying it because it's going to affect you, whether you're going to the race or you're trying to go to work or you're trying to even avoid downtown. And so are 300,000 other people. So it's just, I think it's just awareness is a lot of it.
And as newly minted journalists, you know, within the past couple of years, or however you want to put that, right? As far as you've become a journalism organization, really. What has been the hardest part of that? What has been the biggest challenge for you to actually kind of work in this world instead of where you were?
I think the challenge is going from speaking your mind to, and I don't mean that you suppress that, but moving from having a voice that you consider is not heard by anybody to a voice that is heard by a lot of people, and the pressure and responsibility that brings with it, and how you move from talking very casually and speaking almost to yourself like a journal to broadcasting information to people who are at very different levels all at the same time, and how you mitigate the personal bias in that. And, you know, let's say if I am upset about Alonso winning or something like that, how do I make sure not to offend people that read our website? And that's not something you appreciate until you get bad feedback, get yelled at on Twitter, it's the growing pains of having people look at you. And that's not something you can just pick up and learn in a book, or that takes years of experience in working with accredited media organization where there's a certain tone and level of respect in the community or throughout their audience, and that we are creating that from scratch, and we are developing our voice, and we have been developing our voice over time. And the trajectory you start out on that first day, that first post, and that kind of agreement where you want to go, that's truly what drives your voice throughout your existence. And if you start off with kind of a bad attitude and kind of that negative attitude, that's going to drive that type of audience to your site, that type of basic rapport, and that's something you have to be very aware of very early on.